Good morning, YouTube. All right, we're going to talk to you about Bluetooth issues that you may be experiencing since the last Windows feature update, which was actually fairly recently. So, once in a while, when you're doing something, your mouse will freeze and it might unlock itself, or your keyboard may stop responding. It might unlock itself. Yay! And then it will likely be fine for maybe even the rest of the day. Maybe. Kind of varies. Well, over the last week, off and on, I've been experiencing this problem. I've never had it before. And I thought, well, that's just wonderful. Okay? So I'm like, well, it can't be my keyboard, it can't be my mouse. I mean, this is a newer keyboard that I replaced with my last one because I thought it was having problems. And I'm guessing, turns out it's not. Anyways, so my Bluetooth's been dropping periodically. It could be one or the other or both at once, okay? So I thought, damn it, sucks, right? I could be in the middle of playing one of my games and I'd have a momentary lockup and it would just let go all of a sudden and I'm fine again. So same thing started happening this morning, but it got worse. So I thought, all right, let's reboot the computer. So of course, trackpad, because it's a laptop, right? And so we reboot the computer. All seemed fine, okay? You're going to experience this. That's why we get to tell you a story. All right? So that was going all right. And then it acted up again. I'm like, suck. What the hell? Like, I know Windows is a pain in the butt OS, but come on, this is just getting stupid, right? So I started to do some research and a number of ideas came up. Power savings for Bluetooth. Okay, well, when I do my power savings setup, which I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea on how you should set up every PC, even if it's a piece of garbage one. Anyway, let's go to the control panel. So under power, if we can find it here someplace. There we go, power options. Now I'm in what's called a performance setup. I've customized, okay, I've also put my computer in performance mode because it is an Asus. So one of the features that I have in an Asus computer that many of you are also going to have is Windows control, silent control, performance, or turbo. Especially for those games that are a little bit more demanding, you need a bit more processing juice. You can put your computer in turbo and it cranks at like full blast of its maximum turbo frequency. Okay, and it'll leave it there like literally all the time for every operation. Okay, and that's the way it goes. Anyhow, so I have that in performance mode. All right, now when you go to change plan settings, on this turn off display, never land. Okay, put the computer to sleep, never. Change advanced. Okay, now we don't have hard drives anymore, we have SSDs, right? But if you're still stuck with a hard drive, I feel for you. You might want to upgrade that. Anyways, turn off hard disk after 0 minutes. In other words, it's 0, it means never. Okay, so it does not do it. If it's plugged in, also never. Okay, desktop background slideshow, both of them available. Sleep after. On battery, never. Plugged in, never. Allow wake timers, disable them. PCI Express, this is when we get into, where are we here? I just got, okay, link state power management, off. Okay, processor power management, minimum processor state. So that's the minimum amount of juice going to your processor. Now, gamers or anybody, period, if you want the most runtime out of your computer, you probably want to have the minimum at default, but I kind of like to play full power whether I'm plugged in or not. And I did learn an important lesson, we'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, my minimum processor state, which means the amount of power my processor is going to supply, I have it at 100% whether it's plugged in or on battery. My maximum processor state on both, okay, is also going to be 100% on both. Okay, under display, turn off display after never. Okay, plugged in, never. Battery, okay. Critical battery notification, on and on, yes. Critical battery action, do nothing and shut down, okay. You may have hibernate listed, and anywhere where you see the word hibernation, ditch it, man. Like, hibernation, good luck waking your freaking computer back up. It's like, it's a nightmare, okay, on any PC. Been there, done that, burnt the book. Anyways, so all the rest of these are going to be like, you know, defaults, leave them there, other than low battery notification is on and on. Low battery action, like I said, do nothing, do nothing. Reserve, it's 4%, just leave it there. When you're done, just click apply, click OK. Now, here's where things are going to get problematic for you, and that is every time you get Windows updates, you're going to want to double check your power settings, especially if it's a feature update for Windows, okay? Because it's going to reset either some or all of that stuff back to the way Windows wants to control your life. And that we don't tolerate. We want to control our computer ourselves. Now, there's another thing I found out. Now, in Bluetooth and other devices, you could go here, but this is not going to help you, okay? When crap goes wrong, where your mouse or your keyboard or both go offline, Bluetooth discoverable, okay, you won't even have this selection for on or off. This is where we had part of that problem going on. Not to mention my device manager had some kind of a USB conflict. So what we want to do is we want to go into the control panel again, and we want to go into the device manager. Now, under Bluetooth, should it be there, you're going to want to find your Bluetooth adapter, okay? And you're going to want to right-click it, go to Properties, check its power management. And it says here, allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. Take the check mark out, because that means that it can randomly just fall asleep and have fun waking stuff up. Okay, it will wake them up, but the thing is you don't want that there. And this was another suggestion to make sure that your Bluetooth cannot fall asleep on you, especially if you have like a stale time in the game, right? Okay, so you went and you got a coffee or a drink, or went to the bathroom, out for a smoke, if you smoke outside instead of inside, that sort of thing, right? So you walked away from your computer regardless, okay? After a certain amount of time, by default, crap gets put to sleep that's allowed to sleep, all right? The other thing you want to do is you want to manually go over, where is it here? Network devices. Now, I have Wi-Fi and I have Ethernet, but I'm not using my Wi-Fi, it's turned off, okay? But if you're using Wi-Fi, you do the same thing. But in my case, we have the Ethernet. We want to go to Properties, Power Management, and it says here, allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. Allow this device to wake the computer. So we just want to remove that top check mark, and basically you got one that may still be running, but the other one, no. Okay, so this means that it's not going to put your internet to sleep on you, okay, which we don't want to have happen, okay? So we got that done. Now we do have a wireless LAN card here, and even though it's not turned on right now, we have settings we can do in here, okay? And you'll want to go over them, because some of those settings, you can tweak your internet connection by changing some of these protocols to better suit your needs, okay? But you have to understand what the stuff is about to begin with. So if you're not sure, Google a specific thing, like what is preferred band? Well, that's pretty much a no-brainer. I prefer the 5 gigahertz band, okay? Now, it's twice as fast as the 2.4 gigahertz band, but at half the range, okay? So that's just the way it works. It's twice as fast, but it's half the range. So you're not going to get a lot of distance on 5 gigahertz when you're trying to surf the internet. So on the other side of this wall, I'm more than close enough to my router, which is fine. But if I had like an upstairs in the house and my router was downstairs, yeah, I might want to be on 2.4 because I might not connect on 5. Or if I do connect on 5, it'll be very slow. Okay, so these are things you have to, get a little bit of an understanding on. Roaming aggressiveness, okay? Now you can have that at the highest, at medium high, medium low, lowest, disabled, or medium low. Okay, so we can switch this over to the highest if we want to, which works fine too. Transmit power level, you want that at the highest range. Okay, so otherwise you got lowest, medium, and highest. And medium and lowest can also affect range as well. So highest is obviously the best choice. So you're getting the idea of what we're talking about here, right? Now, when I also got that problem with the thing, I had some kind of a USB issue show up under my universal serial bus controllers when I had that Bluetooth issue. And I'm like unplugging all my USB crap from the computer, and it's like, well, it's not one of those. And I have the drivers in there for my Scarlett interface, and I've got, the drivers are automated for my little hub, etc., etc. So that can't be a problem, and I don't have issues with the hub, but I unplugged it anyways. No, it's connected in with the Bluetooth too. It's weird, but anyways, so that should hopefully help you guys out to resolve it. But when you search further, you'll find a Microsoft link that'll take you to a Windows Update Repair tool, I guess it is. Anyways, it takes a while to download it, takes a bit to install it, and your computer's going to reboot a few times. But once it was all said and done, everything came back to normal. So I don't know what the program actually did because it didn't tell me, but I even tried looking for BIOS updates and other updates, etc. from ASUS. There is nothing to be had that we need to worry about. So, which were other suggestions? Check with the manufacturer of your computer. Maybe your BIOS is out of date, because a lot of people ignore this stuff because they just don't know any better. And that's fine. I mean, people are people, and you know as much as you want to know about something. But when you're going to run a computer, you need to understand and know your computer. So learn to educate yourself on, things like BIOS updates, USB updates, all these updates, period. And Windows, even if you have Windows set to do automatic updates, it doesn't do them all. And it also does not do any of the optional or advanced optional updates. You must trigger those yourself. And that's where you're going to find BIOS updates and other updates. Yeah. Plus the software for your computer. ASUS and HP, okay, for examples, they both supply us with a program. In this case, it's called My ASUS. All right. And this is going to be where we're going to check system updates. Okay, to find out if there is another manual update we can do for a BIOS or maybe some Bluetooth drivers or something, right? And I checked through all this. System diagnostics, we can also check everything that's active. Of course, my Wi-Fi is off, but so I can't select it. But if you do have it on, even though you may not be connected to Wi-Fi, but you've triggered it to be on, right? Because I'm on Ethernet, then it can even check your Wi-Fi, okay? And it's going to check your Bluetooth. And it couldn't come up with any errors even under Bluetooth. So I'm kind of like, so what the hell's going on? And the only thing I can think of is that last Windows 11 feature update we got is where this whole mess had started. So anyway, you can uninstall the update, but I'd probably say don't. I would just go for the repair tool, for the Windows Update Repair tool, download it, install it, let it do its thing, and you're ready to rock and roll, and that should fix your problem. If it doesn't fix any of your problem, then, well, maybe your Bluetooth card went down, which is possible too, and those can be replaced, so usually, depends on the computer. Okay, even for a PC, it depends, because some of them are integrated. So anyway, that's the info I got for you. Best I can tell you. If you're having these issues and problems, So anyways, see ya.